Viewer, we have another new topic for you today. Because when the Lord created the whole world, in Genesis 1, he used the Holy Spirit as his companion. He said, let there be light, there was light. Let there be firmament, everything fall in place. Now, because they listened to the man who created them, then the topic for today, who is our advisor? Because when you look at the book of Genesis 12, from verse 1 to 10, then when you look at the book of Genesis 37, from verse 1 to the end, you see a lot of advisors there. Genesis 25, from verse 1 to 10. He said, if it is how pregnancy normally give people headache or trouble, after this one, I will not want to have another baby again. The advisor came through the dream. The Almighty sent a message. He said, Rebecca, it's two nations that are your womb. The young one will be great and popular. Then the other one is that's Jacob and Esau. Then at the end of the day, the mother advised Jacob. When you look at chapter, that Genesis 25, from verse 19, he said, I heard your father saying that Esau should go and get him what? A fresh meal, a fresh animal, that he wanted to bless Esau and die. Then the mother, Rebecca, advised Jacob, and Jacob now turned the table. Then when the father was to do the prayer, he said, it is the hand of Esau. And then the voice of Jacob, pastor, deacon, reverend, overseer, a senator, House of Assembly member, Father, who are your advisor? Who do advise you to marry this woman? Is it the Holy Spirit or your brother? Is it the Holy Spirit or because it's a concurrence? Is it the Holy Spirit because you wanted to help her because the husband died? Is it because of favor or what? Please, you were going to run into trouble. You will run a red light of your life because you need the Holy Spirit to what? To advise you. Because he said in the book of 1 Samuel 9, 1 to 10, somebody advised Saul. And Saul moved according to the advice. And on getting to the place, all what they said is going to meet with Samuel. Everything was right. Then when you look at the advice given to the woman, the Sunamite woman, it was the same thing. And when you look at what happened, the advice Jesus gave to Mary and Martha, they did not follow it. And when you look at the book of John 11, from verse 1 to 5, he said, he was even telling himself, the message Jesus Christ, that Lazarus is at the point of death. But the man made us to know that the sickness of Lazarus ought not to result into what? Into death. To death at all. So Jesus Christ need to add more days. And he stayed put before going to join Mary and Martha, thinking they are going to use his name. And when you look at the situation you find yourself today, you are the one that killed yourself. You are the one that advised yourself. When you are serving the NYC in Kaduna, in Kano, in Yobe, in Damaturu, you see that, no, these ladies are sheep here. Then you have 17 girlfriends within the 1 year. Then thank God today now, 7 out of the 17 girlfriends are pregnant. Is it the Lord that blessed you or devil that blessed you? Ask yourself. And when you look at the embassy today, who will serve at what? As an intermediary, as somebody who normally tells us the truth. I've met more than 7 people who wanted to go to abroad. And after having the papers abroad, they want to come back home and pick their children. Even the first one that happened, out of the 5 children, is only one that belongs to him. It's only one. The rest are bastards. According to what the Lord gave to us in the book of Genesis 25, from verse 1 to 10. He said, when Abraham died, Isaac came and Ishmael, and then the 5 sons of what? Children of Keturah, and the bastard ones. So automatically, half of the first children in Nigeria today, out of the 4th child in Africa, in the world today, they are bastard children. Because if you marry your husband with pregnancy and you have 5 boyfriends, before you pick one now, who is the owner of the child? Then who is your advisor? And these are the problems we're facing in the churches today. Thinking that God is not answering prayer again. You cause your trouble. You cause what? Your trouble. Then when you look at it, they said, who is your advisor? Who is your advisor? That's the top topic. They were telling us Vision 9 at the millennium. That was Gary Ghana advising Nigeria. We failed. Then when you look at the Ondo State man who advised us on economic planning, that is Falaye. At the end of the day, we failed. When you look at the Ondo man, they all advise us, we fail. And when you look at the one presently now, they use a bricklayer, they use mechanic to be minister for justice. They use lawyer to be the minister for what? For transport and aviation. They use armed robber as the minister for transport and communication. Then they use somebody that is what? That is mentally derailed to come ahead the CBN and give us advice. Look at where we are. Those that the CBN manager who advised Goodluck Jonathan is still there till tomorrow, advising this one again. And you said, advising Buhari, and said we are expecting a change. What type of a change are we going to have? Even they have their own private jet that they share amongst themselves, which they use the federal government money to buy without allowing the federal government to know. And these are the one, Mefele and the CBN manager and some of the top nonchas in Nigeria. They use what? They use the jet within themselves. Then when you look at the life of all these millionaires, they only go to the bank and want and borrow Nigerian money. They don't need anybody to help them to administer this money. When you look at the richest man in the world, Warren Buffett and all these people, they have an advisor on how to spend their money. Who is your advisor? Who advises you to be beating your wife? Who advises you to be fighting your pastor? Who advises you to be beating your landlord? Who advises you to go and rent 3-bedroom flat when you know you are just a cyclist in Alausa? When you know that you are just a paper boy, somebody who just go and pick paper and give to the managers in Alausa, and you say you wanted to build a house because you stole the office money. Within 3 months, you are looking for land at Ijigbo. You are looking for land in Abokuta Expressway, my brother. Supposing they sack you tomorrow, who will continue the project? And these are the problems Nigerians never wanted to listen to all the time. Nigerians are too extravagant. The way they handle things, they handle from top to down. Because even Nigerians, if time permitted them, they can what? They can say they wanted to start their schooling from university. They will start from the top down. So that's the problem we're facing. And when you look at what we are facing today, look at the age of Buhari. Look at the illness of Buhari. Buhari was telling us the other time, who is the advisor of Buhari? Is Ifashola. Is the Kaduna State Minister, Governor, Rufai, and Kwakwaso, and Adamu. These are the people. All the old friends of Buhari since 1971, they are the people going in the custom, going to Magu, going to EFCC, going to DSS, going to everything. How many things can he correct with his age? Age is not on his side. He lied to us about his age. He's about 84 years old. He was telling Nigeria 73. And Obasanjo himself has more than 3 birth certificates. And when you look at Shagari was a village teacher when they said it is time for the Northerners to go and bring somebody who is well-read, and he was a grade 2. And when you look at the history of Nigeria, when you look at Gowon said he brought in Odoji to come and advise him that Nigeria have excess money. Then they start sharing money. They said Odoji Award. Rather for them to go and keep the money in the World Bank. When Babangida wanted to go, he knew he would never relinquish power. Then he started all this rubbish, playing foul trick with what? With Abiola. Until when he destroyed Abiola, Abiola has made love. His former girlfriend was the one he married to Babangida. His former girlfriend was the one he married to Murtala Mohammed. And the same Murtala Mohammed, in the wartime, during the Civil War, he looted all the money in Asaba, CBN, and he said he met 4 kobo. All those people who assisted him to take the money to the north, he gave them food poison. He killed virtually all of them. Look at Benjamin Adekunle. Whenever they are paying soldiers, when they are fighting, we allow them. Immediately they brought the money. He will now kill all of them and take the money. And when you look at who are the advisors for all these people, it's devil. All the people who has been governing Nigeria since 1960, even the day they gave us the independence was wrong. Everything was foul, wrong. We never know, maybe by 2040, we can have somebody who will come and save Nigeria. Because Nigeria is not one. The British knew very well that we are not one. You cannot even, where you cannot equate the sense or the brain of an Hausa man with an Igbo man. You cannot equate the brain of a Yoruba man with an Hausa person. 10 Hausa man will be defeated, brain-wise, by one Igbo man. Because these are people who are talented from their mother's womb. And the Igbo need to forgive the Yorubas so that we can come on the draw table, so that they can go easily. If the Igbo can forgive what Obasanjo, what Awolowo did to them, to separate Nigeria is very easy. Because we are just to tell all the Yorubas that we are not going to Abuja again. We are going back to our village. And then the Igbo too, they will go to their village. And before you know, the center we pave hole. And everybody will now know. And if they call us again on the round table, we should tell them we wanted to go and try another 100 years again separately. So we now have the Middle West, we have the Igbo, we have the Yoruba. So we have a common border. So when we now do this one for another 100 years, you will see Nigeria will be even beautiful, better than what? But the China.